Hello and welcome to today's video. I thought today I could share with you the way that I deal with life when things just get a little bit too much to handle. And life for November, it's been quite intense. November was an intense month. Both my kids, they got sick, and as the rest of the family, and it's always quite scary when a little one is not feeling good. They are not really able to tell you exactly where the pain is, and yeah, it's harder to get them to take the medicine in order to feel better. Also, I think with the holiday approaching, holiday don't have the same effect on all the people. Most of us is really happy about, really enjoying the time, but there are some people out there that have a difficult time to face the next few weeks. So I thought you want a bit of company and grab your supply, and I would really love if you can get to paint with me. I am filling up today 2 pages of my sketchbook. This is our creation sketchbook, and I begin with the first layer of acrylic, but I am going then on with some mixed media. The way I'm facing a difficult situation to try to find a little bit of peace in my mind is to follow what I'm naturally drawn to, what really makes me a peace, content. I will not say happy, is just more finding a balance within my mind. And for me, that is color. I think the most important is to find in the realm of art that little part of the your art journey that really is able to drag you all in, so that you can really turn off your brain and face the world with different eyes. For me, that is color. So when I start to feel overwhelmed, I grab my low stress sketchbook and my low stress supply, and I start intuitively, without thinking, just placing some color down. Colors will tell me where to go from there. I don't have a plan to begin with. I just need to see color. But maybe for you that is drawing, sketching, maybe for you is taking some reference picture, maybe for you is organizing your supply. I would love to know in the comment where you go through in the art when life gets too hard. What is that little thing that you do in that really is able to turn your mind around, turn your feeling around, and let you see life with a different pair of eyes, a happier one. And once my acrylic is dry, I really didn't want to think, and this is a theme for me today in this video. I follow the color. I don't think when I place color, I just go there intuitively. And when I'm going to create my design, once again, I wanted to respect the feeling of not thinking, not taking, looking for any reference picture, no try to make anything perfect, but stay loose and expressive. So lately, I already shared this with you, I have this beautiful majestic tree that I can see from outside my window, that is quite far away actually, but it's just so massive that it stands tall from behind the building. And I find myself often staring out of the window to this beautiful tree. It's just the shape of the branches, and especially now, every day the leaves are a different color as they change in, and it's just a beauty to look at. So as I was looking outside, as I often do, my hand just went ahead and start to create the shapes of the trunk and outline the design of the tree. And then I'm going in with different material to start to create a bit more interest and intensity. But once again, I wasn't pushing anything. I was respecting my need of let go and find a calm. If you like to follow along, the material I've been using so far was acrylic for the first layer, and then I went ahead with some Neocolor one, which is the one that sits still, it doesn't get reactivated with water, to create my general shape. I use a very thin white Posca pen to create extra branches. That will also create quite a bit of a contrast, and I love that effect. And I've been using a gold acrylic marker from Dalurani and a metallic marker in a darker shape to add a little more value to my subject. I'm moving now to oil pastel. These are a medium consistency, which means they are a bit more firm than the battery one, which is good to create detail and contrast. And I wanted to give more color to my tree instead of just let it lie flat on a brown shape. So I had some red and some purple in, and I'm adding some yellow ochre with a more battery oil pastel, and this is a soft pastel that I'm using right now, and I'm spreading it around to create a sort of patina on the tree, and then will allow me later on to separate the color of the tree with the background a little bit more. Going back to oil pastel to add a little bit more interest to my tree, but also I start to design the base. As I mentioned before, these trees stand tall from behind a building, so I wanted to create the base as a base of the tree, the idea of this building that is in front of it and where the tree comes from. So I'm using again oil pastel in a pink shade because I really like that shade of pink that I use for my background, and I really wanted to retain. But as you see, I'm mixing it in with the black, so it creates a really interesting color that I am enjoying looking at. And I'm back to using soft pastel because my tree was a bit getting lost having the same background, the same color, so I'm creating a contrast of color. By using soft pastel allow me to have that transparent look, so that the color I use in the first place with acrylic will still be there. And I finished with my first piece. I add a little bit more soft pastel also inside the tree to have the idea of the sky filtering through the leaves between branches. I'm moving to my other page now, and I recently got most of the Derwent pencil line to test them out and see which one I like the most. And on a first swatch that I did with you guys, I thought I was in love with the drawing line, but I tried to test them in here on top of acrylic for mark making, which is what I plan to use them for mainly, and yeah, they broke. They're quite buttery, but I think for an acrylic base I need a more tough lead, and these just didn't do it. So I am abandoning them for now, and I'm moving to different type of pencil that can actually do a good mark making and speak up from the acrylic. And here I'm moving a different type of pencil. I love the pastel pencil. They're quite powdery, but you can really work on top of everything with them. This also is the graphite tint pencil, and I also will use the charcoal pencil. And what I'm creating is a simple, stress-free still life. Once again, no reference, everything just comes from my mind. And probably you will say, yeah, we can see that. But the goal is not the end result. I think when you try to deal with stress in your life, when you are overwhelmed, the result is never your goal. The process is your goal. For me, enjoying the process of creation is what truly makes me happy, more than have a nice artwork to look at. Once the artwork is done, and it won't make me happy again. But what made me happy in the moment, and the feeling will stay with me every time I look at this drawing, is the process. What I was feeling when I was creating it, the sense of freedom that communicate me. The process of creation is where the true happiness really lies for me. So most of the time I am not really interested in creating some perfect artwork, because probably create the perfect artwork it meant that I was stressed out or something similar. For me, what's important is the process, and I think that's what's important most of the time for all of us, is enjoying our way there instead of just be there. I don't know if this makes sense, but having a final result doesn't make me as happy as being the one that created that result and being able to enjoy every single step of the way. Anyway, I was really happy to be able to use some of the color pencil from Derwent, especially this special one, this charcoal pencil and pastel. I love my messy supply, but it's nice to have an option. It's nice to know that I can still use a soft pastel or charcoal. I don't have to mess my hands all the time. Also, my kid is not really interested in color pencil, so I can use the supply in front of them. Instead, when I'm using acrylic or watercolor or any block or sort of supply is very interested in it, and they will jump on me and try to use it and yeah, ruin them. But if I use pencil, it still doesn't get a lot of interest in them, so that was safe for me to use, and very fun, relaxed process. I hope you guys had a chance to take your no stress sketchbook, your no stress supply, and really get around to play with me a little bit today. And if you haven't, I really encourage you to do so today, right now, if you can. Thank you so much for following along. Thank you so much for sharing my journey. Don't forget to like. I'll see you next time. Bye.